Okay, I'm not sure why this isn't showing. Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here and you like the content, always like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. If you're not new here and you don't like the content, still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people because you may not like me, but somebody out there does. Hello, Chef Don. Hello. Welcome to the channel. We are here for another Before the Season. This is for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Once and always, this is near and dear to my heart because I grew up watching it, okay? And my grandma used to buy me like all the VHS tapes with all like the old episodes. And then, I just continued on with all the other series as well. And this is actually their 30th anniversary. It's the 30th anniversary of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's the one that kicked it off here in the US. Obviously, it was going on, I believe, because I don't want to have it wrong where, the Power Rangers started. It just wasn't here in the US. And then they brought it over here. So, before we get into that, hi, hello, welcome to the channel. Welcome. If you're new here and you like all the content, or you don't like the content, like, comment, subscribe, turn the post notifications on, and share me with your people. If you want to follow me on social media, you want to buy merch, you want to buy lip gloss, you want to buy an Amazon KDP book, you need a way to contact me for business, you want to take a look at the Amazon storefront, you want to get me something off the Amazon wish list. I do unboxings for the things that I get, or you just want to donate something to the channel because you felt it in your heart and in your spirit, then you can find everything in the description box down below and scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Yes. You can do all of that. Obviously, if I have it correctly, let me just go check. Later on today at like 3:15. Yeah, at 3:15. I will be here 3:15 to do a taking a look for Melody Cherie's joint business venture Grandeur, I believe it's like home decor, so we'll be taking a look at that. And then I need to set up the live for tomorrow for Love is Blind, the season finale that just happened today, which should be very quick. I already have the thumbnail made up for that. And then obviously later on Saturday will be um Love and Marriage Huntsville. Super early on Sunday will be at Am I the A-Hole Registry. I just have to set that up, schedule that, and then, pre-recorded content for all. So just be looking out for all the pre-recorded stuff, and when I go live, be looking out for me. But hello, welcome everybody. We are here to talk about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers MMPR, for those who don't know, Once and Always, which is the 30th anniversary special that will be dropping on Netflix April 19th. Yes, and Power Rangers started over in Japan, and the show, like, stock footage was used for the first couple seasons for the Power Rangers we know now. But the franchise first started in Japan, and then they brought it over here. But we are here. So let me go ahead and add that, then drop myself to the corner. No, baby. Oh, no. That's too much. I'm gonna have to go over here where I'm smaller. Yes, so we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Once and Always. I'm gonna say this. I love the fact that they brought the old um logo back to do this. It's just updated. The colors are just more vibrant. Obviously, there's better like Photoshop and editing tools now. But through that once and always down there, okay? And once and always is derived from once a ranger, always a ranger, which is the term that is used across a lot of the shows. But also we hear that with everyone who's ever like played a Power Ranger, like once a Ranger, always a Ranger, because this is something specific to them. This is something that nobody else will ever experience. And that's the same thing for like, I would say some people who like, okay, reality shows like the real world. That experience is specific to them because the real world has had its seasons, and obviously you have different cast members for different seasons, just like the Power Rangers, but they know what it's like going through all of that because they are the ones in that collective who have gone through that, and nobody on the outside will ever be able to say, well, this is this and this is that. No, you didn't go through this. So once a Ranger, always a Ranger. Okay, and that's where once and always is derived from. So, once a Ranger, always a Ranger. We have once and always, and it's the 30th anniversary. We are going to see in this 30th anniversary some of the Power Rangers, not all of them, travel back in time to stop Rita Repulsa from not alternating, altering history. Y'all know how it is when it comes to like time travel, when they tell you in movies and TV shows or books. You can go back, but don't say nothing, don't do nothing, don't mess with nothing, okay? Because as soon as you try to start tinkering with stuff, things will change. So that is, kind of like the premise of what's about to take place on April 19th. This has been in the works since 2021. David Yost, who played Billy, who was the first Blue Ranger, this was his idea. This was his conception. He had a script for a project, and it was for another like Power Rangers thing. And you know, he pitched it to many different networks in its super early stage. And then at some point, Netflix, got the rights and they started developing this. They started developing this show that we're about to get. So, let me tell you something. The people who are returning, if you don't know, we have. Well, I'll just tell you who's not returning, and then I'll get into who's returning. Because it's just like, well, if they're doing the 30th anniversary, wouldn't we see all of the people who were like ever Power Rangers? And unfortunately, that is not the case. So, Tui Trang, who was Trini Kwan on the show, she was the Yellow Ranger. She will not be returning to the show. Unfortunately, September of 20, not 20, in September of 2001, she was in a car accident and she passed away. And the special is specifically, like, this is specifically dedicated to her honor. And with this show, Trini, we're going to carry on her legacy as the Yellow Ranger and the character. She's going to show up, like, Tui Trang is going to show up in the form of a picture on the show, maybe some stock footage. But Trini, the character of Trini, her legacy will be carried on with her daughter, Min Kwan. Austin St. John, who was the first Red Ranger, Jason Scott. We will not see him returning because he got into some legal issues back in 2022, May, and he was put on probation, which prohibits him from, traveling like outside of the country. He's only allowed to travel to make appearances at the conventions. Jason David Frank, who played Tommy, who was the Green Ranger, and then he became the White Ranger, and then he was the Red Ranger, and then he was the Black Ranger. Baby, he had the Infinity Stone Gauntlet. He was like, we didn't even get to see him as, we didn't get to see him as blue. We didn't get to see him as yellow or pink. But he almost had all of them, okay? One of the most decorated Power Rangers. He passed away back in November of 2022, which is very sad. you know, if you don't know, JDF had some things going on, so he passed away back in 2022, and that left. Well, he wasn't going to be able to participate in this series, but he had expressed before then that he wanted to take a step back from anything, that had to do with Power Rangers, and he was focusing on his lead in another film, which would, be released. It was released on what would have been his 50th birthday. And just like the show Once and Always, not only is it, dedicated to Tui, it's also dedicated to him because he is the second member of, I want to say, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, family, cast, what, however you want to name them, who has passed away. Amy Jo Johnson, we know her. If you don't know Amy Jo Johnson from Power Rangers, then you might know Amy Jo Johnson, and I gotta say the full thing, from Flashpoint. If you don't know her from Flashpoint, Susie Q. So she's been a mainstay in our lives forever. But Amy Jo Johnson, who portrayed Kimberly Hart, the original Pink Power Ranger, she declined the offer to return. There was some speculations, but she was like on Twitter, child, I'm in my 50s. I believe she's in her 50s. She said she in her 50s and she didn't want to be running around and playing no more. That's because people were trying to speculate and cause some drama and say some things. But Miss Girl said, baby, I'm in my 50s. I'm not trying to run around and do all that stuff no more, okay? I'm tired. Ain't nobody about to be running around, flipping, kicking, jumping. No, that's too much. And you want me to put on this costume? Now, I show up to the conventions. I have a good time. I write a little comic book. But the costume, oh, no, baby. This too much. It's too much. But, I love me some Amy Jo Johnson. Amy, while she is not returning to the series, she will, however, be creating original comics with Boom Studios to commemorate and pay tribute to the franchise's anniversary. So those are the people not returning. As well, I believe there is somebody else who's not returning. I can tell y'all later, but she might pop up. And so with this special, obviously I told you who's not returning. It marks the anniversary, like the special things that are happening with this show. It marks the anniversary of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers franchise here in the US. We, for the first time, get to see Walter Jones and Steve Cardenas, who Walter was the original Black Ranger. Steve would become the second Red Ranger and the first Blue Turbo Ranger. Did he? Was he able to be the Turbo? Yes, Turbo. He was Turbo for a while. He was for a hot second. But if I have it correct, if I don't, charge it to my head and not my heart, if I can remember correctly. But this will be the first time they actually appear on screen as Power Rangers together. The last time they were on screen together, I believe, but I could have it wrong, was when there was like the passing of the baton, the passing of the powers on to the new set of Black, Yellow, and Red Rangers when Jason, Zach, and Trini left. So we're going to see, them on the screen for the first time. I believe this is Bill Yost return back to Power Rangers, so that is a great thing as well. And oh yes, we're going to see the return of Alpha. We are going to see the return of Alpha. I love Alpha. So let's get into who we're going to see for the show. So I'm going to drop myself down and go full screen. Baby, we see the return of Rita Repulsa, okay? We see the return of Rita Repulsa. And I said, now hold on, wait a minute. How does that going to work? Because the last time I saw Rita, y'all don't know Rita like I know Rita. The last time I saw Rita, hold on, let me tell you. Hold on, we gonna go through this. So right here, as you see Rita coming out the dumpster, that is the original Rita. I don't want to get the actress's name wrong, but she played Rita back in Japan, I believe, and this was when they used stock footage for the first two seasons before I believe Carla Perez took over. And she's down here. That's the Rita who is standing up with her staff and everything. Non Robo Rita. She took over for the rest of the time that, Rita was going to do her thing on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Then because this Rita here in the trash can is, after 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth. That's because people was up there messing with stuff. Now, if y'all wouldn't have been messing with nothing, Rita wouldn't have to popped out and Alpha wouldn't have to call them teenagers. Y'all know how Alpha feel about the teenagers, but it's okay. So, obviously, Rita pops up out the trash can. She about to wreak havoc. Eventually, after they stop using the stock footage, we have a new Rita, well, a new actress playing Rita, and we have her up until Zordon has Andros destroy, his life force, his tube, whatever you want to call it. And then all of Zordon's good energy, good magic spreads across all the lands and all the earths and everywhere the Power Rangers are located. And any humanoid is turned good. And any, not so real character turns into dust. And that is how we got this Rita, who is turned around. She got her little ascot on. Okay, and she just looking because she's now, she's not the Rita we once knew, evil Rita. She is now human Rita. Zed was also turned human or back to human, or however you want to say it. They were good people. Now, that is how we saw, that is like basically how Rita's story ended back in like the 90s. And then 2006 we saw the return of the original actress, which is Miss Rita, who's coming up out that space trash can. We see her return in Power Rangers Mystic Force, which is my favorite Power Ranger series ever. They theme song go hard. She's Mystic Mother. So at this time, Rita had regained her powers, and instead of using them for bad, she used them for good, and she became Mystic Mother. And I loved her because she went to. Let me tell you something. Rita is Mystic Mother. Rita went to battle. When I say Rita went to battle, Rita was, she went to battle with a few people, okay? The master of all evil child wasn't about to happen, and she had to let them people know after they thought that they had lost their powers. One is never without magic. You just have to know where to find it, okay? And you find the magic in the people around you, and you hope that whatever magic they have stored inside of them or whatever magic you have stored inside of them will help you get your ranger powers back so we could defeat these people. But in reality, you find the magic in everything, and you find them in the people who love and support you and who respect you. So boom. And Rita ended the series after everybody did their little one too. Rita ended the series and said, "The darkness is destroyed by light, and should it ever return, your magic must stop it." Okay, now that is the last time. That's the last time we saw Rita. Now, it's the last time we saw Rita. Now, Rita's son, Thrax, her son was dead. Baby, he was popping up in Power Rangers Overdrive looking a hot mess. Okay, baby, he looked a hot mess. I said, Rita, girl, I know you did not give birth to this. Rita, girl, I can't believe you gave birth to this. I'm sorry. He didn't look good. He didn't look good. No, no, no. He didn't. He didn't. We go to like the next couple shows, Beast Morphers. They mention Rita. Rita is brought up as being in somebody's database, as one of those people who is just like, ooh, oh no, baby, oh no, we gotta watch out. Like, obviously, there was a Legendary Rangers database, so if we have the Legendary Rangers, we also have to keep up with the people they went up against. Now, here we are in Once and Always, and this is just following the Hasbro Saving, Power Rangers universe. Once and Always, Rita returns as a robotic version of herself. How is that possible? I'm not sure. Are they disregarding the fact that after Zordon was destroyed, Rita became good? She eventually eventually her powers were returned to her and she became Mystic Mother and she did battle with the master of all evil and he thought he destroyed her, but no, baby, she saved herself and she let y'all know y'all gotta find the magic within yourselves, and darkness was destroyed by light and shall it ever return. Your magic should stop it. So it's just like, in my mind, I'm like, what happened to Rita? Why Rita is not Mystic Mother no more? Why is she this robot version? And obviously, that's the version y'all see. Um, that is the versions y'all see, like in the direct middle, the top middle, and down to the left corner. That's Robot Rita. Why we have a Robot Rita? Well, I'll tell you. Robot Rita is come back. She has been resurrected. Baby, she done resurrected herself, or somebody resurrected her, and the putties. Don't nobody want the putties. The putties were annoying. The putties didn't really do their job, okay? They was always getting beat up and kicked around. I hope the putties had life insurance, health insurance, and I hope Rita was paying more than minimum wage, because if not, that is so messed up. But she's returned as a robot, and she's returned with a robotic army of putties. Now, nobody's sure what happened. We actually have to see the show, but it's just like, well, she was purified by good. In Countdown to Destruction Part 2 in Power Rangers in Space, purified by all the good energy Zordon had after androids destroyed his, life tube or whatever you want to call it. So what is going on? We're confused. I'm confused. You're confused. Everybody's confused. Child, I'm like, not y'all done went and just decided that my girl Rita was just gonna be something all the way different. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. But since she's coming back and she's trying to, alter history with, her people, and she got like two more people, but I didn't really care about them because I was like, if it's not Goldar, I don't want it. If it's not Scorpina, I don't want it. Now I'm gonna watch, but I don't want them two people she done brought along with her. I need like Goldar. I need Scorpina. I need like the people who was like real up in there. They was in deep with you. They was rolling on the river with you, okay? They backed you when Zed came around and decided to take your spot. But Rita is back with the putties, and they're all robots this time around. Okay, so we see the return of Zach to the Power Rangers franchise as his character Zach. Walter, that is the man who played the first Black Power Ranger ever, was also the Black Power Ranger. Walter was actually supposed to be the Blue Ranger, but he felt like people would recognize him more as the Black Ranger. And baby, we do. The first Black Power Ranger was also the Black Power Ranger. Yes, baby, that is a flex in itself. So Walter is making a return to, I want to say, the franchise as his character now. When I was looking up, oh yeah, what did they do after, he left Power Rangers? He did some acting in movies and TV shows. He popped up in, I believe, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy as the Nightmare Monster. There was a Power Rangers Lost episode pilot. I'm not sure if it ever got sold or if it was just like a one-off or something, but this is his first return back to the Power Ranger series as himself, as the Black Ranger, and he is here in the atmosphere. So we see Zach returning, and he is Min Kwan. Trini Kwan's daughter's honorary uncle. So we're going to see him because he's going to be here. We have Bill Yost, okay, as Billy, the original Blue Ranger. He's going to be returning too. Now, at some point in time in the original series, due to personal issues and, different things going on the set and in home life, you know, he decided to leave the series. If you didn't know, he was harassed by some crew members on the set of Power Rangers back in the 90s due to him being gay, which is messed up. I don't care. Um, I don't care what the times were. It's the times. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. He left the show in 96 to enter into conversion therapy. This is all coming from here. This is not this comes from him, his words and interviews that he's done. Telling his story. This is not speculation. He left the show in 96. He entered into conversion therapy. Obviously, this is a practice that nobody agrees with, as in actual people who realize that that is wrong, and people are people, and there is nothing wrong with loving who you want to love as long as it's, the people are of age and it's consenting, of course. But he put himself through conversion therapy because, based off his interview, he said he didn't want to be gay and he struggled with it a lot. And it was hard for him. It was hard for him. He going through all of that. He took a while off, but now he back like he never left. Okay, and we love to see it. We love to see him. We love to see that he is back. I believe he's going to him and Walter. Obviously, they are still very good friends. He does both of them go to the conventions. I see that a lot. But the character of Billy and Zach will be kicking this off because obviously they were friends with the original, you know, cast member to be Trang, and Trini Kwan was their friend. So we're gonna see them come back. Then we got, that new blood, okay, Steve Cardenas, aka Rocky DeSantos, aka, be honest, because my grandma used to buy these on VHS tapes. I'm only 24, so obviously that was like a good while, I would get the tapes and watch them, but that had been a good while after, certain people left the show. And obviously, the show, by the time I was watching on VHS tapes and I could comprehend and understand who and what I was watching, it had been years since, these actors were on this show. But I gotta admit, had a crush on the character Rocky. Sure did. Had a crush on him. And he is coming back as the Red Ranger. Like I said, the original Red Ranger, Austin St. John, he wasn't going to be able to make it. Legal issues. Okay, we moved past that. But we do have Rocky. Rocky became the second Red Ranger, and then he became the first Blue Zeo Ranger. No, not the first Blue Zeo Ranger. No, I had that wrong. I messed that up. He was not the first Blue Zeo Ranger. He wasn't. But I forgot to say when the last time we saw these characters. So I don't want to be like move on and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this when I haven't told y'all when's the last time we've seen like the characters of Zach Taylor and Billy Cranston. Like I told y'all, like what, Bill and obviously Walter, have been up to, kind of left the show and everything, but I never told you like when's the last time we actually saw these characters. So, not going by split history because there is split history, there is like comic book history. We're just going by what the show is giving. And split history is comic books. So, main timeline, last time we saw Zach was when Zach, Jason, and Trini were selected to go to Switzerland to do some stuff with a peace conference, and they needed to do a power transfer. And the power transfer would end up being to Adam, Rocky, and Aisha. And his last mission, just like Trini and Jason's, was to find the Sword of Light, which would help transfer Ranger powers over. Adam became his successor, and we didn't know where he was after the peace conference because we didn't hear nothing else from him or about him or whatever happened. Everybody just thought, he was living a normal life. We see lost footage, like in the lost episode, archive footage of, Zach. We saw archive footage of him in the lost episode in Dino Thunder. Megaforce had like the legendary rangers come out and do what they were going to do. So that is like a way of saying, oh yeah, last time we really saw them is when, they were the legendary rangers and they were coming to help the other rangers. But in reality, that is not the truth. We just had somebody dress up as them to portray them. Not much is known about, what his role is going to be in Dino, not Dino Thunder, Once and Always. We just know he's coming back. We just know he's coming back. So if you don't know, there was some controversy over Tui Trang and Walter Jones being casted as the Yellow and Black Rangers, just due to, and it did not help like the racist, against Saban, because y'all know how it is. Black person is the Black Ranger, the Asian person is the Yellow Ranger. Yeah, no, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. However, like I mentioned earlier, Walter was originally casted as the Blue Ranger. He was originally casted as Billy the Blue Ranger, but he had the idea to, become the Black Ranger. This, according to IMDb, because he would be more recognizable. And I was like, this is kind of true. He is Zach, the first Black Power Ranger is the Black Power Ranger. Things you don't know, Walter Jones, who portrays Zach, he's missing his middle finger, which he lost in a childhood accident. So, the camera always, was able to sometimes just not show that off. It was seen a couple times, but not really. Ooh, now, I'm not sure exactly why. I'm not sure why, like Trini, Zach, Jason, why they left the show. Um, and you're gonna be like, well, how do you, why, if you love Power Rangers so much, how don't you know that? Because I was like, to be honest, I'm not sure why the actors left the show in the first place. Okay, so now I had to do a quick Google search. They left the show because they were asking for more money during the height of it. And I was like, I would have wanted more money, but y'all know how some of these things all go. You ask for more money during the very, big part, and people be upset and be like, nah, we're not giving you no more money. And then they want to fire you. So that's what happened. But shout out to Walter for coming back. Obviously, going back to Bill Yost, but not Bill Yost, David Yost. Sorry, David Yost. His character Billy. When's the last time we seen Billy? Like the real last time we saw Billy was in Zeo. He retired from active ranger service, which allowed Tanya, who, when we get to Aisha, she was sent back in Aisha's place, when they did the whole time traveling thing, to take his place as an active ranger. And obviously he was, helping out with the Aqua Rangers, like when they were on Earth, assisting Zordon and Alpha with task in the power chamber. He was creating tools, creating weaponry, gadgets, Zords, different things that the Rangers could use. He would fly off with the equator. I'm sorry, I can't say it. Equator. It's something like that. He would fly off, or he would travel with them for a little bit to help them do stuff. Originally, so he was just doing different things for them. At some point, there was a Gold Ranger that was introduced. We thought it was him. It was not him, it was actually Jason. And the last time we saw Billy, he was suffering from accelerated aging because of a regenerator he used to restore, his proper age, like it had side effects. And to counter this, he traveled back to, Aquit. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna get it wrong. For the cure, Eternal Falls, and he decided to stay there. Okay, he decided to stay there because he had met a girl, he had fell in love, and he was just like, "Ooh, I'm a little woman." So we didn't actually see him. Like for real, we're not gonna see him actually return, as in the character that David Yost played, until Once and Always. So there's not really, other than the fact that Rita is, returning to try to alter history and trying to mess stuff up. We don't really know what a lot of these characters have been up to, because the last time we saw a Billy, he had decided to go get some help to fix his little accelerated aging problem. Went and got the cure, met somebody, fell in love, and decided, I'm just going to stay over here. Okay. Peace. So we move on to Rocky. Rocky was the Red Ranger, and then he became the Blue Ranger. And he stayed that way up until he hurt his back in the 1997 movie. So that is like the last time we saw him in the 1997 movie. He's making his departure during practice for a karate tournament, he landed wrong and he hurt his back. And obviously, he can't, morph if he hurt his back. Which I was like, yeah. He was the first Red Ninja Ranger. That's what I was thinking of. So he hurt his back in Turbo, which is the movie. And Justin Stewart, who was like, I wanted to say, if not the youngest, one of the youngest to ever become a Power Ranger, ends up taking his place. He, was not upset about that. He handed it over. He was kind of happy. He was opening up a karate school. Okay. And he's enjoying his life after Power Rangers. Now, we heard about Rocky back in Wild Forest when you had Forever Red, which is like, we're gonna gather all the Red Rangers together. We're gonna get them together. We're gonna go fight off King Mondo, and we had Tommy, Jason, Andros, TJ. It's a lot of Red Rangers, okay? They had all the Red Rangers. Rocky, however, was not one of them. I don't know if Rocky wasn't picking up the phone. I don't know if he didn't want to be like, nah, see, the way my back is set up, I won't do that. I don't know what Rocky was doing, but Rocky didn't show up for Forever Red. I'm not sure if they could get the actor at the time. He was mentioned in Dino Thunder when they were going through Tommy's, Power Ranger history, just learning about different people. Obviously, we saw Megaforce and Super Megaforce as and Hyperforce as, legendary rangers, but it's not the real actor. And then we saw him in Super Ninja Steel. He was called up by somebody he thought was Tommy, but it was really a robot duplicate in disguise. And Rocky, with a few other legendary rangers who was kidnapped, was hooked up to like this computer looking machine, and they was, copying Rocky and everything, trying to, create soldiers. Unfortunately for the people who were trying to create Power Ranger soldiers to do they bid for evil, they were saved. And after, doing what they needed to do to fight off people, Rocky transformed once again and fought alongside of, the legendary rangers, the new Ninja Steel Rangers, and, combine their powers to, put it into the Robo Ranger army. And actually, so when Rocky transformed into like morphed, it wasn't like he was the Blue Ranger, Blue Zeo Ranger. It wasn't the red Ninja Ranger. It was actually the red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, you know, out like the costume, the uniform, whatever you want to say. He's seen using his old, his old tools or whatever. Once, the battle is done, they return to, their respective dimensions. His power coin is, fully restored, which is something that was big because the power coins back in the day were destroyed, and then they had to go and get new powers, and then those were destroyed. And then we had to get new powers, and those were destroyed. However, they got passed on. So we saw archive footage of, Rocky being in the database during Dino Fury, and then he's going to return for Once and Always. And I feel like it's really great to see Rocky return. Honestly, people be like, I wanted Jackie San. And I'm just like, I actually would like to see Rocky return because while he got to do his big one when they came back for Ninja Steel, we've never actually seen him get to, fight alongside the Black Ranger Zack. And I think he need his little time to shine in the moment. Okay. Oh, okay. So now that I'm looking at this in Forever Red, Rocky would have only participated. Like the actor was contacted to do it. He said he would, but he was also moving out of his home at the time, so he couldn't reschedule, the moving and all that stuff to appear. And the writers for Forever Red stated that Rocky, like, had he been in that episode, he would have been in the civilian camo only as like Tommy's butler or something. But it would have still been applied that he was like still the Blue Zeo Ranger. And Rocky would have only participated in the battle if Austin St. John, who played Jason, was unable to make filming. But nobody ever explained why Rocky was not there. And Rocky's character, the reason why they wrote the back injury was because Steve wanted to leave the show. He wanted to start his own karate school. And obviously that reflected back on his, post Ranger life. Like, you eventually want to grow up, you eventually want to move on. And, if I'm passionate about karate or something else and I want to go pursue that, that is great. And I also appreciate that they didn't try to do anything crazy with his character, but they just wrote it like he wants to go do what he loves and he loves karate. And obviously we're going to do that. So, boom. Okay, we have Rocky returning in a full capacity. We have my girl Kat. Now, child, I'm gonna tell you now, Kat was not one of the people I liked. I didn't like her originally. No, no, no. She did not have my heart. Okay. This is Kat. Kat was the second Pink Ranger. She was first Pink Zeo Ranger, and she was the first Pink Turbo Ranger. Okay. Y'all know Kat. Kat came in as a minor character. Eventually, just like Tommy, she was ambushed, put under a spell, became evil. Became evil. Okay. Eventually, She became good. She broke free and everything. She became the new, power, like Pink Power Ranger, because Kimberly was, moving on as well. She was the first Pink Zeo Ranger. She was the first Pink Turbo Ranger. And, for her, she was done. They was all graduating high school and she had done her fair share of fighting. So she decided to move on, okay? So the last time we saw her, she was mentioned in Wild Force, obviously. Like, there's a lost episode, but that's Archer footage. She was mentioned in Wild Force, obviously helping destroy the Machine Empire. Archer footage and Dino Thunder showing off the Power Ranger history. Megaforce, Super Megaforce, and Hyperforce. Legendary Rangers, but it's not the real actor. It's just like somebody in their costume. And then when we get the Super Ninja Steel, same thing when it came down to Super Ninja Steel. Kind of the same thing. However, Kat and Tommy have a son, and they were like living in the same home down in Reefside with their son JJ. And it was like one morning when Tommy was returning from his dojo, he was home. He had told Kat on the phone that he'd see her that night. However, he went missing, which then alerted Time Force from the future, forcing them to recruit Rangers from other dimensions and currently active teams to rescue him. So same thing that happened to Rocky, which, kidnapped, hooked up to a computer. We about to have these people unconscious. They had evil, Tommy doing the work. He was contacting people. He get them, bring them on. They think they could trust this Tommy because that's Tommy. That's our friend. Unconscious, hook them up to a computer. We about to create some evil, Power Rangers, and they were creating evil pink Turbo Rangers, just like others. She broke free. Just like others, she broke free, and I got to putting the pause on people because you're not about to do this. Obviously, everything's good. Powers are returned. They go back to their dimension, and obviously, Kat and not obviously, but Kat and Tommy were holding hands, which was hinting that they were still a couple. Dino Fury, we Archer footage. Now, I'm not sure what Once and Always is going to give for her character. We're just keeping with the main timeline. Obviously, JJ was thrown in there from the comics as well because there's Power Ranger Soul of the Dragon. And Kat and Tommy having children together and so on and so forth was hinted at during, the original Power Rangers, like when it was Tommy, Rocky, Aisha, Adam, Billy, all of them. It was hinted at that in a Christmas episode when they were, older. You know how they do those. They have their grandchild and so on and so forth. Moving on. Oh no, I removed it. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, we're gonna go back up here. So then we have Tui Trang, like I said. This is the character Trini Kwan, who passed away in 2001, but we are going to see her character obviously in the little photo down there. And this is a tribute to not only her, but Jason David Frank as well. But we are going to have her child, her, like, not Turi's actual child, but the character Trini Kwan's child, kind of just like kick off this series. Boom, we got Adam. Now, Adam is here. Adam is here. We don't even know who's gonna be the Green Ranger because obviously in the original lineup we had red, black, blue, yellow, pink, and we need our green. But we're gonna see Adam, and child, Adam had lost his powers. He had lost his power coin. He'd been called up a few times. And most of the times when Adam is called back up to help like some rangers out, it is they've been able to restore or fix his Black Ranger powers in order to for him to morph. So he never comes back as the Green Ranger. He always comes back as the Black Ranger. I'll say that. So, what has Adam been up to? When's the last time we saw Adam? What's going on? How are we doing this? So, the real last time we saw Adam was in Overdrive. We saw Adam in Overdrive. He was brought back with other, legendary rangers, and his intro was baby, it was great. Okay, we saw the return of the Blue Ranger from Power Rangers Ninja Storm. We saw the Red Ranger from SPD return, but it's not even the original Red Ranger. It is the Green Ranger. We saw Adam return, obviously, as the Black Ranger. We saw the Green Ranger from Mystic Force return. And then we saw the Yellow Ranger from Dino Fury return. So that's the last time we saw Adam for real, for real. He was helping fight the people in a TV show. Obviously, I'm gonna be honest with you, based off of the pictures I've seen, it's looking like Adam is working with somebody. It's looking like him and Aisha is working for somebody or some they're working for like something that has to do with space is what it's giving from the pictures I've seen. When it comes to the character of Adam, the actor, the characters of Tanya and Adam were written out of the show without their consent. Just like, Austin St. John, Walter Jones, Two Train, they were written out of the show without their consent due to them wanting more money. Obviously, you want to renegotiate your contracts and people decide to fire you. David Yost had, walked out on the show after, the bullying, everything that was going on in his personal life. Amy Jo Johnson and Karen Ashley, who plays Aisha, who's going to be making a comeback on this show, they requested to be written out. And during the passing of the torch, the only characters the only people who actually wanted to leave the show were Jason David Frank and Catherine Sutherland, who played Tommy Oliver, and Catherine, aka Kat. They wanted to leave the show, so the producers thought, well, we might as well just, clean house, and they retired those characters. But he is back. I'm not sure what he gonna be doing. Okay, I'm not sure what he gonna be doing because in the outfit he had on, it was different. It was different. So this is Aisha. Now, I'll tell you, I said, Aisha, girl, what are you doing? Because the last time I saw you, baby, you was back. Like they had sent you back. My dog is barking, disrespectful. Last time we saw Aisha was back in 1996. I don't know why she's barking. She's just rude as all get out. There is nobody here. If y'all can hear it, she's just rude. But the last time we had seen Aisha, Miss Aisha girl, was back in 96. And I'm not trying to be funny. It was back in 96. It was after everybody had went back in time and everything. They got the Zeo crystals to restore time. Aisha regained, her adult form when her crystal was reformed. Well, not even that. So it was back in time. And she the Zeo, hold on, how can I say this? Obviously, they get turned into kids. They fix it, get turned back into kids. They got to go searching for the Zeo crystals. On Aisha's quest, she's sent to a village in Africa, which was in the state of destruction. After, the wildlife had begun to attack villagers, young Aisha meets a girl named Tanya Sloan. Now, Tanya Sloan, I'm gonna tell y'all who Tanya Sloan is, but she managed to find her Zeo subcrystal, and instead of returning to the team, she stayed in Africa, like offering to use like the knowledge she had of veterinarian skills to help to find a cure for the aggressive wildlife. So young Aisha sent young Tanya back to the command center, and it's in the state that they were in as kids, and with the Zeo subcrystal in her place. Obviously aware that this is going to alter the course of her family and history. Now, at some point, the crystals are returned, are restored, are formed, and she regains her adult form. And she sends a letter to Tanya, who is living with Kat. But that is the last time we hear anything about her, see anything about her. So I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure how, you know, I'm not sure how they're going to, tell us how we got Aisha back, what's going on with the character. It, I'm gonna be honest, it don't make no sense to me. But that's the last time we saw Aisha. That is truly the last time we saw Miss Girl. Okay, and boom, this right here, y'all see in a crystal. That is when they was, looking at her up here. This is her. She is somewhere with Adam working. It looked like a spaceship. This is Min Kwan. She is Trini's daughter. She's really going to be the driving force behind the series because obviously Robo Rita is trying to go back in time and alter history. And it's just like, well, wait, ma'am, if you are altering history, then that means McQuan won't be born, okay? And we can't have that. We need this. That means she won't be born. Not much has been said about like what her role is going to be in the show for real, but I will be listening to the trailer along once I finish this, and we're gonna see what's happening. And then we got Alpha 5, not Alpha 6, baby. Alpha 5 is back. Okay, Alpha 5, because we're going back in time, so we got to see Alpha. Shout out to Alpha. Now y'all know Alpha did not like, Alpha was like, who them kids, oh them kids run you ragged. Y'all know Alpha was very much against teenagers. He was very much against teenagers and working with them. And it's just like, I know y'all didn't. And it's just like, yeah, Alpha, he told you to call them kids. But we see the return of Alpha 5. We love to see it. I always loved Alpha. I did, because Alpha was always going to give it to the girls. Alpha was always going to read somebody down, and it would just be very quick and very, very slick with it. And people would just write it off. Oh, he's just a robot. And it's just like, okay, that's what you say. That's what you say. But we're seeing the return of Alpha 5. And then obviously, this is the cast together. We obviously have Zach. That's got to be a time machine. There's Aisha and Adam, and I believe that is Zach and Billy looking at them through that screen. Obviously, Zach and Billy in their uniforms. Okay, black and blue back together again, baby. We have Zach, Billy, and Menquan together. We have Billy, Rocky, and Kat. Then we have Adam, Alpha, but really is David, Alpha, Walter, Catherine. Her name's Catherine with a C, not with a K in real life. And then we have Johnny here who plays Adam. And then finally, we got the crew. We got the crew. Now, who gonna be the Green Ranger? We don't know. I don't know who y'all gonna pull from the past. I don't know if Adam is gonna suit up or how y'all gonna figure that out. But y'all need to figure that out. We need 6. That's 1, 2. We don't even know what's gonna happen with the yellow. We don't even know what's gonna happen with the green, but we need six, okay? We need six. And that is it for that portion of this before the season. Now, I did go ahead and look up, pull up some articles, and some people was like, 5 questions. One of the articles is 5 questions heading into, this new show. What's going to happen? So one of the things is, how are they going to explain, Trini's passing away? Like, how are we going to explain it? Because obviously, Tui Trang passed away in 2001. So how are you, like, how are we going to explain that based off what the trailer gave? It's going to be that Trini was fighting Robo Rita, and, she unfortunately lost her life that way. And she's going to get zapped trying to save Billy, and then she falls off a cliff. Honestly, I feel like that's a little too much. I feel like, hello, proper thigh, hello, hello, hello. I feel like that's doing too much. Why she gotta get zapped and fall off a cliff? That's disrespectful, in my opinion. Like, y'all could have did that as like a simpler way. But obviously, it's been decades since, Tui Trang passed away. You have to explain, like, what's going to, you know, how are we going to kick this off and how this is going to work. The second question based off this article was, how Billy get back here? Okay, how Billy get back here? Billy was over there with that woman. He left to be with that woman. He said he was gonna go heal himself, but he was also gonna stay over there with that woman. Why is he back? That's a question. Billy's older now. The actor who David Yost who played him, you know, is back. So obviously the show is going to tell us, why you back? How'd you come back? What's going on? Obviously, we're going to know. The third question is, what have the Rangers been doing since we last saw them? So I broke it down to you. The last time we saw Zach, he was going to the peace conference. We didn't see him no more. Last time we saw Trini, she was going to the peace conference. We didn't see her no more. Obviously, she possibly came back and had a child. And Zach was the honorary uncle to said child. Last time we saw Rocky, he was opening up a karate school, and then the really last time we saw him, he had been kidnapped by Robo Tommy, evil Robo Tommy, and it was creating, duplicates of his, Power Ranger form for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And now they was defeated, and then he got returned to wherever Rocky was. Last time we saw Kat, she had a child with Tommy. She too was kidnapped by evil Robo Tommy. They defeated the people, and she was holding hands, returning with Tommy back to their home, to their child. Okay, the last time we saw Billy, they had put together that, slapped together that storyline where he was aging like very aggressively and had to go get the cure to help him, and he decided to stay on that planet with that woman. Last time we saw Adam, he was up there overdrive. He was up there in overdrive putting in that work. And actually, so I find that funny. Last time we saw Adam was in 2007 for the 15th anniversary. Last time we saw Rocky and Kat was for the 25th anniversary. Now we're back. We're going to see, some more people for the 30th anniversary. But we're going to get an emphasis on what they've been doing. Like, we don't know what Adam and Aisha have been doing. We don't even know what Adam's been doing since 2007. Like, what's going on? We definitely don't know what Aisha's been doing. We kind of got a feeling of what Rocky's been doing based off of, from the trailer. It looks like he was brought in. He may be a firefighter, okay? We know Tommy won't be the special, but we know he has a son named JJ. And based off what we know, Boom Studio Comics are somewhat canon to like this timeline. So that would make, Kat his mom. So how are we going to figure that out? What is the SPA? Is that like SPD? Like, so yeah, what is SPA? Because that's what Adam and Aisha's uniforms were when we see them. SPA. What is SPA? They're wearing like these uniforms, and SPA is like the little name tag things that are on. People are wondering, like, is that, connected to SPD? Uh, Because like we got SPD back in 2005, but SPD is supposed to take place in the year 2025. So is SPA the predecessor to SPD? We don't know. Details we need to figure out. And my question that I've been trying to figure out during this entire thing is, where the hell did Robo Rita come from? Because the last time we saw her, she was good and she was Mystic Mother. I don't appreciate this. I don't appreciate this. Where did Robo Rita come from? I'm confused. I don't know if I can wait till the 19th. Somebody better tell me something. Y'all better have me some episodes ready lined up, because I got to figure out, where did Robo Rita come from. I don't like this. I don't like this. Y'all could have pulled Gold or somebody. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I like Robo Rita, because I was like, Rita finally got her redemption. She finally got her life in order. She was Mystic Mother and she was eating the girls up. She was telling them, your magic is, one's never without magic. You just have to know where to find it. And should it ever return, your magic need to stop. It's saying, listen, y'all doing too much. I had a peaceful life before y'all started doing too much. So, if you want to fight, you can fight, but don't call me. It's going to take your stuff to, do what it needs to do. So, I'm going to play the trailer. Child, I know she better not open up with that. I'm free. But I'm gonna play the trailer and I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna talk, and then eventually we're just gonna end this, okay? Boom.
After all these years, I found a new body.
Wait, Repulsa? No, it can't be.
It's time for revenge.
She killed Mom. We gotta destroy her.
This is Ranger business, okay? Let us sort this out. Rita's creating a time portal.
I'll kill you before Zordon makes you Ranger.
Child, basically what I'm getting is the crew then came back together. They fighting Rita, Robo Rita. She'd have found her new body. Why she found her new body, I don't know. Maybe she got tired of being Mystic Mother. Maybe she got tired of doing good. Who knows? So Trini obviously steps in front of Billy to save him. She gets zapped and she fall off a cliff. I say that falling off the cliff was just a little too much, but that's my business. That's my opinion. Min Kwan said, child, she didn't kill my mama. We got to get her. Okay. Mama gone? No, ma'am. We're not about to do this. And they're like, oh no, this is Ranger business. You just no, that was my mama, okay? You don't know my mama like I know my mama. She raised me, okay? She carried me. We were one, okay? I know her heartbeat because I grew up under her heart. If y'all don't know, fun fact I learned that babies, like the way they're positioned, like, because I heard someone say, um, they had their biological kids and then they had their step kids, and she says, I had the children who grew under my heart, and then I have the kids who grew in my heart. I was like, oh, that's so cute. So it's just like, oh, McQuan said, y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know me like that. We're gonna do whatever. And Rita has decided she's gonna take herself back in time and get all the Rangers gone. Okay, about to change history before Zordon is able to make them Rangers. So boom.
Gotta make sure Rita doesn't hurt anybody else.
Attention, Power Rangers! Get to your assigned stations now!
Once a Ranger,
Always a Ranger. It's Morphin time.
Baby, they didn't call in Rocky, they didn't call in K. It's Morphin time. We about to go back in time, honey, okay?
Your move, Rangers.
You wanna fight? You found one.
You got this. Good luck. Now it's a reunion.
And Aisha and Adam is like, no, we can't come down there, but you got this. Good luck. We believe in you. You're doing great, sweetie.
Messing with this place is a big mistake. Don't worry. You saved the world before.
Baby, they done pulled up to the little juice bar. It looked like the putties was about to rock and roll and destroy some stuff up in there. But yeah, we're gonna see the return of the Power Rangers and some of the old faces, some of the people we loved on April 19th. I'm going to watch it because I want to, and I love the Power Rangers. I did. So that's gonna be a great thing. I'm not sure if we're going to see a Tanya return. I'm not sure what her actress is doing. I'm pretty sure eventually I'm gonna start a series to just talk about what's going on with all like the 90s actresses, well, like 90s black actresses and 2000s and all that good stuff. I'm not sure if we're gonna get to see JJ. I Who knows? Who knows if we're gonna see that child or not? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And you know, we're gonna see what the show is giving, and obviously, I'm gonna just give my thoughts on it when it comes out. But that was it for this before the season. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. If you didn't, still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people because you may not like me, but somebody out there does. And if you want to follow me on social media, you want to buy merch, lip gloss, Amazon KDP book, you need a way to contact me for business. You want to look at the Amazon storefront, the wish list, or you just want to donate something to the channel, then you can find everything in the description box down below, scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and in the community tab. You can do that. Yes, you could always do that. And um, game night this upcoming Wednesday, CB4 and Scary Movie 2, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there. And with that being said, that was it. That was all. I don't have no more to give y'all for this. I will be back later for taking a look, and I'll see you later. Bye.